Brighton are poor. They've lost 6 in 7. They didn't score against Norwich at home last week. Brighton are poor right now. So we should get the job done, whatever it is. I'm going 2-0 Arsenal. Get the job done. Southampton away is a tougher test. It's Brighton. Turkish, my guy, I fear you've just been clipping me.
Yeah, boy.
Ball's got in, here's Trossard!
Doesn't mean anything. It's 2-1. Turkish, Mr. Negativity all the time. How can you be so negative all the time, even when your team scores? Hey, 2-1, we scored. Hey, come on! If we get an equaliser, I don't want this room to celebrate because it'll make me sick. If people in this room celebrate an equaliser, I'm done because I can hear people. Let's get an equaliser. Nah, fuck that.
I did actually say we should try and get a point at least.
4th place. Fatality.
Someone in here said Turkish is emotionally unstable. Get him off the channel.
Yo, emotionally unstable, man. It's getting
delicious, man. Boss got bossed. Delicious, bro.
That's the best bit, though. Nobody say we want an equaliser. Nobody.
Delicious. Delicious. You know, I think he scared Arsenal. I think he scared Arsenal not to get an equaliser.
You know, man.
What's happened to Cams as well? Is Cams mourning the death of Manchester United with the black screen? What's going on?
GRIZZ on! We have arrived! Me and you! We're gonna talk today!
Nah, Cams, not yet. Let's not take the focus off Turkey.
Yeah. Before we talk.
What is this effect that this brother's using?
Before we talk, put Philippine in the meter, innit?
What is going Yo, Cams, that is foolishness, bro. Foolishness.
Hey, GRIZZ Khan, you know, I'll leave it for Turkish today, though. I'm not involved,
Man said he's not involved. You're involved today, my guy. Because there's only one other guy that can go.
He was fully involved.
You know what was funny about the watch along as well? Because I actually know Lee. I know Lee from the one I was watching it through a friend. And Lee is one of the most deluded Arsenal fans I've ever met in my life. So seeing him sort of contain his delusion just to make sure that he was sort of like camera ready was hilarious to see. And then what made it even more funny was yesterday I was in Southgate and I go to a shop. I buy I'm trying to buy pineapple juice. And my man's like, we don't serve Spurs fans. I said, why? He said,
well, opposite the barbers.
Opposite the barbers, he says Turkish's barbers over there. This is his shop. I said, I don't care. This is my end. That brother's not even comfortable in his own end. I'm around. Yeah. Brighton. It's only Brighton, right? Yeah. Yeah.
I wonder if you take Conte now over Arteta.
Why did you?
How about that?
Let's
I would rather have Arteta right now over Conte. Yeah, sure.
I don't believe it was worded like that.
It was worded like that, bro.
I don't believe so.
We've seen the evidence. Alhamdulillah. We've seen nonsense that my man says. We've seen the evidence.
No, 300,000.
300,000. Where's the 300,000?
You're finished. You're finished.
Well, he's my boy, you know. He's my boy. So watch that.
It's there on tape, brother.
You're not gonna get away with it either, big man.
Yeah.
Arteta and
don't
Steve too. What's going on with your what's going on with your man?
Okay, I'm just gonna quickly get my bit out of the way. I think Arteta had an absolute stinker and a howler. He should get burnt tonight. I'm telling you that. I'm on it. That was a howler. His selections, his formation, the way he set up Xhaka at left back, not playing Pepe and putting Saka left back, or not even like
elaborate on that Saka left back point.
I just think in this modern day and age, if you're going to take out Tierney from left back and you're not going to play Tavares, which you should have, because you're killing the kid's confidence in the first place, so you should give him another chance. He had a couple of ropey games, but he was playing Liverpool. So he's allowed to have ropey games against Liverpool. You know what I mean? Like everyone has ropey games against Liverpool. So he had a couple of ropey games, but you're killing his confidence if you're dropping him for a midfielder who's slow, who doesn't play like a modern fullback.
An attacking fullback, Cams would like to call it. Eh?
Attacking fullback.
Look, I'm waiting for Saka to join the club. AF club.
I want to hear Turkish. I want to hear Turkish.
So, yeah, so that's me. Yeah,
Because
my
we last show about the left back situation.
I said it.
I remember
howler.
I remember being flamed for saying that he should just play Tavares. Like, under no circumstances should he put Xhaka or Saka at left back. He should play Tavares. It's your back.
I think Saka could have gone over there, and it would have given them another dimension to their attack on the left hand side. I'm not saying
he shouldn't be playing. He's
no,
been
in a state of emergency.
He's the best attacker this season. So why would he
has TOBS? Yeah, but look at the drop off as a result of playing Xhaka there.
Exactly.
The result. What's the result? You're taking out Partey of central midfield, who's been your demon in midfield. You're taking out Xhaka, who's not been a demon, but he's been okay next to Partey. So that's your midfield gone. Then you're replacing attacking wing back with a dead old man at left back. Yeah, you might as well brought back what's his name? That Klazanovic. What's his name, man?
Klazanovic, yeah.
But this is what we're saying.
You might as well brought Klazanic back, yeah, who was one of the worst fullbacks I've ever seen, ever. Yeah, along with Saka, the one we had, yeah, long time ago. I don't even feel like saying his name. But the point is, you totally roughed up your team. He would have played Pepe, a motivated Pepe at right wing instead of Saka, who could have, like a lot of Arsenal fans tell me Pepe deserves a chance. Well, who would have been motivated, right, Turkish? Pepe would have been motivated to get a game. Even though he's not brilliant, I don't think he's brilliant. And that way you don't limit how many changes you make in the team. At least keep one central midfielder in there. Then he's moved Smith Rowe into as an 8. Then he's moved Odegaard to do more defensive duty. You fucked up your whole team. Arteta, you need to hold that today. And this is GRIZZ saying.
Facts. I'm glad Chris Teta's come out with it.
Yeah. You know me, I'm fair, bro. I speak how it is.
I want to hear Turkish.
Yeah,
would you rather still have Arteta over Conte? Answer the question, big man. I ain't got all day. Would you rather have Arteta or Conte? Simple question.
I don't believe I worded it like that, big man. Like
you did. Yes, you did. Yes, you did, bro.
Conte is levels, obviously. And
is it? So why did you think
Hold on over there, yeah, Cams. When you, Toby, sat down around the table a couple of weeks ago at AFTV, yeah, what was my man here also saying? It's Arsenal's to lose now. He thinks Arsenal are gonna get.
I'm not talking about top 4. I'm talking about the managers, brother. Don't try and deviate, bro. I said this 3-4 weeks ago when we had only won 2 games on the spin. You said I would rather have Arteta over Conte right now, and I went ballistic. And Matisse was the only one that was co-signing my anger because I couldn't believe what I was hearing. I couldn't believe what I was hearing.
But they were talking about the environment. And
Conte could be 0 out of 6 wins. Yeah. And under no circumstances should you ever utter the words, I would rather have Arteta over Conte. It should never come out of your mouth. It's like me saying to you, let's say Arteta was my manager, Pep goes 0 for 6. Not saying Conte is as good as Pep, but Pep goes 0 for 6 and Arteta wins 10 out of 10. And I say, oh yeah, I'd rather have Arteta over Conte. No, impossible.
Not even at that time.
Take it back right now.
It's cool. It's taken back. It's taken back.
Yeah? Okay, cool.
It's taken back. Yeah. Like I said, I don't believe it was worded in that way, but it was, brother. I can't lie to you, GRIZZ. You see what you just said about Arteta and the way he managed that game, yeah? Look at Villarreal's semi-final last year, yeah? The same sort of prize at the end, Champions League football, yeah? He's done the same thing. Tierney got injured back then. He moved Xhaka out to left back. We actually had Partey in the middle. He played 2 8s off Partey.
Yep.
And we got overrun, and then we lost the game. The second leg, it is what it is. He's done it again. That's the biggest thing for me. Do you get what I'm saying? He's done it again.
So I tell you, I was ready to give him a little bit of leeway, you know that, if he didn't do that, because I was going to say Tomiyasu. No, hear me out in it, Tobes. Tomiyasu, Partey, Tierney, all out. Yeah. Arguably 3 of them top 5 players of the season, right? Tierney, Tomiyasu, and Partey. I was going to say they're not going to get top 4, but they've been unlucky with injuries. But Saturday? Brighton, he messed up the whole thing. He messed it up himself. There's no excuses.
But Turkish, remember what I said I said after the Palace game, I said I feel like Vieira put a blueprint out there on how to beat Arsenal. I said with the way he beat you guys through intensity and a press.
Yeah, but that's not a Vieira blueprint, innit? That's every manager blueprint. We know how to beat Arsenal.
Yeah, of course, but teams haven't been doing it. Arsenal were on a 10-game. They were enjoying life for a little bit. So I'm just like, listen, the way he exposed them, 8 p.m. on a Monday, he put the players in their face. They're the youngest team in the Premier League. You got to get in their face. What did Potter do? Potter brought in Caicedo, Bissouma, Mwepu, Welbeck, guys that are going to do the exact same thing. And they turned Arsenal over. And that's exactly what they're going to do. And I said, you got West Ham, you got Leeds, I think, Southampton, teams that pride themselves on intensity and getting in people's faces. So, I mean, I got that one spot on, man. I told you that's what's going to happen, boy.
Man's doing clout chasing, man.
I told you, bro. He's gonna need it. Toby, let him do it because he's gonna need it. He's gonna need it. Let him do it.
I don't need nothing, man.
You're gonna need that in the bank cams later on, bro.
Cam thinks he can swerve this Man United.
He ain't gonna swerve it today. I'm telling you, I'm coming for Cams later on. Cams better be ready, bro.
Man United, it's not happening. It's not happening. We've seen the tapes, brother. We've seen the tapes.
Vieira exposed Arsenal.
Talk to me. I want to hear more, man. I want to hear more about.
What do you want to hear, my bro? What do you want to hear?
I want to hear Steve's opinion as well.
It's over. It's over. It's over.
Yeah, but I want you to tell me.
I'm just enjoying the show. I'm enjoying
Steve. No, Stevie. Because you said as well, Arteta was. Listen, Grizz and Stevie were the real football men.
Listen, I'll tell you about Arteta. Listen, at the end of the day, anyone that thought Mikel Arteta was going to come in and Arsenal was going to win the league is deluded. We didn't say that. What we said is, if you can see him making progress from where you've been the last few years, because let's face it, it's not been great, then stick with him. I believe in time. Anyone that thinks they're going through it, listen, you've had a good run last few months and everyone was bigging it up. The Arsenal fans were having a full-blown karaoke session outside the ground against Wolves. They were having a fucking disco against Aston Villa in the stadium. And then all of a sudden you've lost a couple of games on the bounce. So listen, if you either take the rough with the smooth. You can't go moonwalking around the fucking Villa Park because you've won there and then everyone throw the toys out the pram because you've lost 2 games. I know you've got this level that you want to aspire to, this Arsenal level, but at the minute you got to be realistic. You're way off that level. You're not going to be one of these teams that goes on a 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 game win all the way to the Champions League. That ain't going to happen. So I'm sorry. It's just you're going to have this. You might go on a 6-7 game run, get booted in the bollocks. That's just the Arteta way at the minute. It is what it is. But if you scratch it all off and start it all again, scrape him out, get every new manager in, I think it's just going to be the same. I just think they're not quite good enough. You know what I mean? You're in a top 4 race with teams that nobody wants a top 4. Man United, fucking hell, we're not even talking about them yet. Tottenham have found a bit of form.
Yeah.
You've lost a couple of games. It is what it is, but full on meltdowns and that. You know what I mean? I don't know. You just got to see it out.
It's one thing losing to Chelsea and West Ham. It's like, we got Chelsea, United, West Ham coming up. It's one thing losing 2, out of the 3 of those, Steve. But Palace, even Palace, let's just say Palace after international break, Monday night, Vieira, all that added incentive, cool. Brighton at home.
I know, but Chelsea just got slapped off Brentford at all.
Yeah, but Chelsea ain't really fighting for nothing in the
Chelsea have got a better team than Arsenal. So it is what
100%.
It's that mad end of the season where shit happens and he's been on the. You've had good results with Arteta.
There's a big difference.
Now you've had a couple of beatings, and now it's like the end of the world again.
Steve, there's a big difference, and this is why Arsenal fans have been trying to chat to Chelsea like we're in the same dimension, and I find it mad. You guys are playing once a week, and the moment you get 2 injuries, now you're falling all over the shop. It just goes to show me that Arsenal don't have any real depth. And if Arsenal were in the Europa League, like West Ham are, they would be in the same position West Ham are in right now in this top 4 race. The only reason why Arsenal are so high up the table, even in the conversation for top 4, is because they play once a week. And they went out the FA Cup in the 3rd round. And that's the honest truth. Arsenal Football Club should be seizing this opportunity, not losing 2 winnable games, and then now with a tough fixture list to come. Because when Arsenal have to go next season to Europe, because they will finish in a European place, and when they have to travel midweek again, and this squad really has to be rotated, I don't think people understand. This is a squad that doesn't have to be rotated. You get to play your strongest 11 every week. Do you know how much of a luxury that is? It's not a luxury that nobody here outside Tottenham in the Conference League, when they were taken out, that can afford. Everybody else has to rotate. You guys get to play your strongest team every week. You get a full week's training. Do you understand the luxury that you have? And I'm sorry, you're blowing it. It is crazy. It's crazy that these excuses are even being afforded, because when Chelsea weren't in Europe, we won the league. We just won it. Now, of course, we had a much better team. But if Man United were to finish outside of Europe this season, as what I would expect them to get top 4, you have to. And yes, they may have a better team, but if you have no Europe and you have no rotation, look at West Ham. I'd say West Ham and Arsenal's team, their starting 11s are both strong. They both have no depth. Look at West Ham and how inconsistent they've been in the league. That's where Arsenal are. But like I said, they got the full week to prepare for these games. There's no excuse. No excuse.
You know what?
Go on.
It's down. It's for me. Like if this crumble happens, then you got to point the finger at Arteta 100%. Because let's a big example going on right now. Aubameyang, he's out there, 10 goals in 14 games. Your striker right now has 3 goals in the league, or is it all season? I don't even know. You got Aubameyang out there, revitalized, drilling goals in, playing almost they're second with Barcelona. He's been part of their resurgence of form. Yeah. So Arsenal could have done with him. Let's not forget Maitland-Niles. This guy was begging to play for Arsenal, bruv. Arteta was like, let's get this guy out. He could have been filling in that centre mid position, or even in that left back position. So I'm not trying to hear no Partey or no Tierney, because that's why you signed Lokonga. You think I've forgotten Lokonga's first couple games when people are going on as if Lokonga's Vieira reincarnated? No. And then now everyone's going to start. This is what Arsenal did in 2007 and 2008. Oh, if Eduardo get injured, Eduardo with his 4 league goals, if he didn't get injured, Arsenal were going to win the league. This is what they're doing now. If Partey and Tierney didn't get injured, we would have this, we would have that. No, that's why you have a squad, and your manager decided to do the tight fist. I'm the tyrant. I'm Mr. Fake Pep. And now look what's happening. So no one can try and blame it on injuries or anything like that. Arteta handled this squad. If you praise him for how much his disciplinary, how good he is with the players, if you praise him that much for this stuff, he has to take the fall for getting rid of some of those guys. Because I'm sorry, Aubameyang, he's telling every Arsenal fan right now, hold that.
You know what? You know what?
He was finished at Arsenal. He was finished. He could have played him every week. And replacing him, though. He was stale there. He had to go.
Exactly. But Cams, we know that Aubameyang is a better. We know that Aubameyang is a better striker than Lacazette. So the Aubameyang situation is the Aubameyang situation. They've obviously fallen out, and to be honest, if you look at his form, he looked like a little bit of a hindrance on the way Arsenal played. So if you want to move him out, okay, cool. Might have not been my preference. If I was Arsenal gaffer, I'd keep him for a couple months and do whatever in the summer. But if you want to sell him, you have to replace him.
Yeah, that's my thing. You have to replace him.
Exactly. When we did the Big Six show after the transfer review, we were going through each of the transfers.
Yeah.
The same things we're saying now were the same things you said back in January.
100%.
You left yourself short in attack. So you've ran that risk. You knew the risk. You knew what was up for grabs. And were we not saying that both Arsenal and Spurs, and even this was with Spurs signing Bentancur and Kulusevski, we both said that Arsenal and Spurs have missed opportunities here, because I was lamenting the fact that we didn't sign a backup striker. So if Harry Kane gets injured, we're toast. We didn't sign a right wing back because our right wing back situation, and it's the same for Arsenal. The midfield, you lot were short on midfielders in the summer window to begin with. So the fact that you then let another midfielder go in January and you still don't bring anyone in was scary to me, absolutely scary to me. And the striker one, bruh.
I just think they should have replaced Aubameyang. I don't think they should have kept him, because I feel like him leaving with
but that's what I'm saying.
All of the commotion, I feel like they kind of did.
And I hate that. Remember when we were talking about, it's difficult to do deals in January. I hate that talk. I honestly hate it, because when your team are in a position of strength, and you know the difference between getting from route A to route B is this. Do your hardest to get this in January. I don't understand this notion. Like, Arsenal knew what they needed. Like, you were in a decent enough position to strengthen in January and bolster your team for top 4, and you didn't. And now,
where you are.
Injury prone Thomas Partey. Lo and behold, he's picked up an injury.
But why? My thing is, again,
if he wants to pick up an injury now, I wouldn't be shocked. I wouldn't be shocked. It's the risk that unfortunately our club have taken.
My thing is why are Arsenal Football Club running risks with the biggest opportunity they've had in years to make top 4 and can potentially catapult their club into another potential level with recruitment in the summer and then go into another level? Why have they taken that risk? Like, the money that you spend in January, if you spend it right, look at Liverpool with the Diaz signing. That has put them into the title race, and it's given them that depth. It's given the other players in the attack a kick up the arse. Mane, who was in very iffy up and down form, suddenly now has got this extra bit of pressure behind him where he knows he needs to perform. Same goes for all the other forwards. And now you're not so heavily reliant on Salah. Salah has been in indifferent form for the last maybe month or so, but because Diaz is there, it doesn't matter. This is what Arsenal are also missing the trick on. It's not just about improving the starting 11. It's about giving the starting 11 a kick up the arse, because they have been inconsistent over a couple of years. Guendouzi and Saliba, I see it in the comments. Listen, I don't know. I don't know if I want to go all the way back to that. I'm just saying, when it comes to January, you knew your issue was a midfielder from the summer, and you didn't. I don't know what the scouting team and the recruitment are doing, not looking for a midfielder for January for them to come in. It's a very... It's Arsenal Football Club. It's an attractive place to go for a player maybe in the lower half of the division that's performing very well in midfield. There's quite a few of them. You could have taken your pick. Ruben Neves, even at Wolves. You got to push the boat out. You have to.
This is why I don't believe the Vlahovic rumors. Like, I know a lot of Arsenal fans are telling me, Turkish, that how can you not believe that we was in for him? I don't believe it, because if we had 70 million to spare, there's not just one position we need to strengthen. So if we couldn't get Vlahovic and we didn't want to panic and get a plan B, why didn't we get a midfielder? Or why didn't we strengthen another position that needed strengthening?
You know what it is, Turkish? I think with that, like, where Arteta and Edu have been so precise in their signings, I think Vlahovic would have been a January signing.
TOBS. I've heard that a lot from fellow.
Yeah, look, that's what I'm saying. I think it's
what I'm going to say to you, because I said it in my interview. All right, if that's the case and it's so specific, then like Cam said, we got Tavares and Lokonga last summer. So if it's so specific, how comes when push comes to shove and you need to play what you need to play, these specific ones haven't fit the bill?
Yeah. So I agree. And that's what I'm saying. And that's exactly what I'm saying. I'm saying I think they're so obsessed with finding the specific profile. Brother, just get an attacker who can score goals. Lacazette is a bum. I told GRIZZ this like 3-4 weeks ago when Arsenal were winning. This guy is a certified bum. His link-up play is exaggerated, and he is toothless in front of the
goal. We told you to just allow that word, didn't it? We don't.
No. He's a bum. What's to allow? He's a bum. Like, he doesn't score goals. He's been outscored by virtually every single striker in the Premier League, and he's meant to be leading your charge for top 4. It's not good enough. It's not good enough. I don't understand. It's madness to me that you hang your hopes on him. The same thing that happened in January, where the young G's went through a little bit of a patch of not scoring. The same thing has happened again. Because guess what? They're young G's. They're going to go through moments where they're not scoring goals. And in those moments, you need your big, experienced head to step up and start banging.
Yeah, and what did he do? He sold his experienced head. I guarantee you right now, if Arsenal were looking for a striker in the market and Aubameyang hadn't been at Arsenal before, that's the profile they'll be looking for. They'll be looking for an Aubameyang right now at Barcelona. If Arsenal fan, if he had never played for Arsenal, they'll be looking at Aubameyang right now, saying, you know what, we need a bit of that.
Don't you think it was starting to become a bit toxic around his name at Arsenal though? Because for me, he had to go because it was just
Arteta fueled it as well. Let's not.
Of course, but Someone's got to go in it because they're clearly not getting along. Either Arteta's got to go or Aubameyang's got to go. You can't keep both. My thing with Arsenal's always been is the lack of experience they have. Their back line is inexperienced. There's no leader back there. The biggest leader they had is Tierney. He's out for the rest of the season. Their best players are the young players. I've always said that. The likes of Saka, the likes of Smith Rowe, Odegaard, Martinelli. These are the guys that we actually rate and we're like, do you know what? There could be something here. But when it comes to crunch now, for the end of this season, when it gets sticky, icky, and we're talking about a top 4 battle where the pressure's on and you got to really show what you're made of, they don't have the experience. And guess who also doesn't have the experience? Arteta. And that's the biggest problem. There's no experience of being in this situation. And Tottenham, they have Conte and they have experience in their squad to maybe deal with this. So I just think people are going to say, oh, you're overreacting. If Arsenal finish 5th, it's not that bad. Watch over the next couple of years after this season when we look back and we say, shit, they should have took their opportunity. Not going to get a better chance than that. Ten Hag goes to Man United now. Now they're actually starting to actually go top to bottom like a serious club. Oh, shit. What are we going to do at Arsenal? Just going to keep consistently finishing 6th. Clubs do not achieve anything without overachieving. I'm going to say it again. Clubs do not achieve anything without overachieving. If Chelsea never won the league under Conte, what? Oh, we weren't expected to win the league. Go and do shit that you're not meant to do. That's football. That's what you're meant to do. From the moment you start saying, oh, we're expected to do this. Well, if you're always expected to do something and you're just going to constantly do what you're expected to do, how did Leicester win the league? How did Leicester even get involved in a top 4 fight? How did West Ham get involved?
Until it comes to Poch, Matisse.
Mad.
Until it comes to Poch, innit, Tobes?
I'm not going to let you distract me. Yeah, wallahi, I'm not going to let you distract me. I'm zipping my mouth. I'm just pretending that Poch's coming.
So listen. We've got a lot of things to say in terms of what's wrong with Arsenal and what's fucking up at Arsenal. How are you guys proposing how to fix it in the short term and long term? If the decision, yeah. So talk to me, innit, people. How do you fix this problem at Arsenal from the top to bottom, or where do you start? I don't know. Okay, you're insinuating start with Arteta. So kick that mug out. Okay, no problem. Kick that mug out. Then what?
There's no point kicking him out right now. I mean, who are you going to bring in?
Bring in Lopetegui or something, man. Better managers, bro. Better managers.
I think you had your options and you didn't use
he's
them.
He's a guy that will work under restrictions as well. You see, when Conte was available, Conte was that type of manager that he's gonna come in and he's gonna rock the boat. Whether it works or not, at least the fans know the reality.
No, it works.
He's done that when he flipped that Tottenham, and that's the week that I suggested that at that moment in time I'm taking Arteta, because he had flipped that Tottenham after another loss. I think that's 3 losses in 4. And it looked like their race was derailing, but they've lost one since then. I didn't think they had that mentality and that character, this Tottenham side, but they've shown it, because he said to them, like, it's me or you. Over there, man.
This guy.
Shut up.
You know what, Toby, today, this is the day you're going to back your club and you're going to sit here and tell us that you're making top 4.
I won't do
no more political
I won't do anything.
No more talking about other clubs.
I'm going to do what I want to do.
Club. No, you're going to come with chest for your own team. You don't never have no chest for your own team. You need to have some chest for your own team.
Oh, I will when we talk on Aston Villa. Don't worry.
You know, Turkish though, like, as much as obviously we all know you're the youngest team in the league, and okay, for me, Arteta's done all right. Arteta's done all right. You know, he's for you guys to be competing, it's impressive in a way. But you're the youngest team. You know, you got Saka, Martinelli, Odegaard, and stuff. They've got you to this point. They still got to close it. You know what I mean? They still got to close it. We can't now, because it gets to 31 games in, we say, oh, they're too young, man. You know, they're inexperienced. These guys have got to rise and step up as well. You've got to this place. You got to rise and step up and close the deal, man, because people are saying Saka, young player of the year. Odegaard, oh my God, the 10 is back. ESR flipping out. Jack Grealish, he owns the low socks. Martinelli, wow, Brazil's new number 9. Close the job. But
again, obviously.
But the onus on young players, to put the onus on young players is absolute.
But that's
ridiculous, putting all the onus on them young players that you mentioned. They've done their job, Cam. They've done their job. They've got them this far. A group of youngsters that no one has spoken on until this season. Forget people talking on Twitter and whatever what they're saying. Those kids have done their job. To tell them to finish the job in my opinion, is very harsh.
Not only that, it got worse for them. I'm with Grizz. Like they brought us into this top 4 race, yeah. But imagine they brought us here, and then all of a sudden, Xhaka's left back, and then Lokonga gets thrown in the middle. Their job got harder at a time when there's more pressure on. So I can't look at any of them and say anything. I can't lie to you. I can't.
But this is my point. And I agree with Matisse when he's speaking about the squad depth. There is no squad depth. No. And it's shown in the last 2 games without 3 of your big boys, performing boys as well. Like Partey was bought for a reason, to be the mainstay of that midfield. And he'd done his job since he's come back from wherever he's come back. Where's he come back from? Injury or what was it? Like AFCON or something?
Yeah, and Partey.
Do you see...
Yeah, injury.
Do you see... Because I got to chime in here. Do you see now when me and Toby, we praise them for doing well, but this Arteta's doing a madness this season. It's not really true because again, this squad depth, if you take this to Europe, you're not moving from the positions you maybe finish 7th.
No, I agree with that aspect. That's
what I'm saying. So they haven't really gone forward, Grizz, because last year they were in Europe and
I'm not having that either.
They went forward a little bit, Grizz, but it's not really. If you really put it into the context of where Arsenal football. They've gone forward a little bit, but if you put it into the context of a normal season for Arsenal Football Club in Europe.
Can I say one thing? What's the main argument that we lot have about this situation? We always say about the going forward, and what's the thing that you and Toby throw at us? Situations change. That's what you used to lot say, innit? Situations change. You look at the surrounding teams. Everyone's on a low. You need to capitalize. Situations change. Injuries also happen, man. You can't be losing 3 players in a week and then say, "Oh, it's still the same." Why? You can't have the same energy for that shit as well. So if you're losing 3 big boys in a week, show the same energy and say, "Oh, you know what? Situations change. Now it's a graft. It's a hard graft getting in this top 5 now. Accept it for what it is. You can't say, "Oh, teams are shit." You can't say teams are shit. We need to get in there. And then when you lose injuries, your squad depth's not all there. We know the squad depth's not there. We know they're relying on their 12 players, maximum 12, maximum 13 players. If you pull out 3 of their big boys, come on, man.
Who's the 3 big boys? Partey, who else?
Partey, Tomiyasu, and Tierney. 3 of their...
Those two fullbacks have been injured for quite a while.
Cedric stepped in well, but Tierney, he was at Palace and that was it.
But what I'm saying is, but it's coincided with 2 losses. The Palace one is understandable because Palace on a Monday night, Vieira, everything. Yeah, exactly, everything, no problem. But the Brighton one, that's pure on Arteta. That's the way I look at it. But
you said like circumstances change. Yeah, cool. But when you have the ability to forecast that circumstances are likely to change, and you don't do anything about it, that's where there's an issue. Tierney, this is what I'm saying. Tierney hasn't all of a sudden this is what I'm saying. Tierney hasn't all of a sudden just randomly just got injured out of nowhere. He has missed so much football since signing for Arsenal. Why? Due to injury. Thomas Partey has missed a considerable amount of football. Why? Due to injury. So in these positions where these guys are your best players, yeah, in the left back, play Tavares. You literally bought him to be backup for Tierney. Play him. In the midfield, you knew Thomas Partey had injuries. Even when back in December, Granit Xhaka was just coming back from a 3-month layoff. January was their window to sign another midfielder, and they didn't do it, which is why I can't sympathize. I can't sympathize with this guy. I can't sympathize. The injuries are part and parcel. As I said, if Spurs were to pick up 2-3 injuries today, it derails our season. Cool. But that's the risk that we took. That's the risk that Arteta took.
The sympathy for Liverpool's injuries last year was only from me, and the sympathy for Chelsea's injuries this season in mid-season where we fell off. I didn't hear no one talking about injuries. So we going focus on the tactics, because when Chelsea fell off with the 2 fullbacks missing, Reece James and Chilwell at the same time. Who, by the way, Reece James and Chilwell are way more integral to Chelsea's 100% game than Tierney and I'm not going to take it. I'm not going to take it.
100%. I message you.
I wouldn't say that. Tierney's important.
Our wing backs are literally our entire flank Turkish. Like, for me,
you saw what happens when Tierney's not there, my guy. It's madness. Last year against Villarreal, this year against Brighton.
Partey. Wasn't there a period where
Partey was there in the first half against Palace when we was 2-0 down? You know, it's Vieira's tactics that shut him down. Tierney, the loss, yeah, in terms of not just quality, but his leadership, his character, being around him on the pitch, he's different to the rest of them, isn't it?
Oh, come on, man.
He's smiling about now.
I ain't blue hype, man.
You've got a couple more.
I ain't blue hype. Knee socks, wearing low socks in the snow hype.
No hype.
Come on, man. Come on, man. This leadership that I hear of, it's literally just because he's a hard one. That's why.
Yeah, well, whatever, innit? That's part of being a leader, I guess, in my opinion.
Yeah,
anyway.
cool. Yeah, wear shorts in the snow. That's
you speak about Partey's injury. There was a time we had no Jorginho, no Kante, no Kova, all at the same time. Loftus-Cheek and Sal Niguez away to Watford. I didn't know. Everybody, no comment from anybody here. No comment. Now suddenly Partey's out. Now suddenly one little Thomas Partey's out. And now suddenly it's a problem.
Matisse, like Steve says, Arsenal haven't spent the amount of money Chelsea have spent over the last.
You spent a lot of money last summer.
Bro, we're coming from a different place to you, man.
Cool.
You, man,
and we're in a different place to you. We're in a different place.
In terms of spending, of course you are.
Listen, that net spend says differently. That net spend says differently.
All them weapons.
Chelsea talking about spending now. Innit? Chelsea talk about spending now. The skin and can't afford pies.
Listen, Steve.
The world of football remembers Chelsea in it, just going in, blowing everyone
Steve,
out.
are your club not under investigation right now?
No, mate, we're not skint. No, we're not skint.
Well, of course you're not, because you've been fraudulent with them sponsorship deals, eh?
Be careful what you say, because Caldoon will take you to court. We already done UEFA. We already done UEFA. We'll do.
Listen, I know how Man City stay with them little. Yeah. I know how Man City.
You seen that video when Caldoon went to court and he had like a gazillion lawyers behind him?
11 solicitors, isn't it?
That video was sick.
He ain't rocking up with 2 solicitors, isn't it? We took 12.
You can't mess with them Arabs, bro. Trust me. That video is cold.
I'm telling you, mate.
Let's look at the super chat. We're over half an hour in now as well. So 4,200 people live as well. People, I didn't even do an intro or nothing because Thuggery done me. Listen, it is what it is. Let's get some super chats in. Before we do, obviously support the man them, Steve, Cams, GRIZZ, TOBS, and Matisse. All channel links in the description, including Thuggery's. I should have taken it out today for what he done, but the game is the game. So it is what it is. It's my turn, I guess. Also, the sponsor, 10% off Antonio Rossi boxes, wide variety of colors. Link in the description below. You apply the 10% during checkout. Like I said, people, FM London, they're helping the show. They're allowing content to be produced for the official channel, which is also in the description below. So if you need the basics, boxers, socks, vests, tracksuits, plain, nice, comfortable, go through them and you get 10%. And go through the links that I put in my description as well. Every week it's a different link. So show some love to them when you need to. And yeah, the super chats. Kevin in first. Big up the panel. And Turkish, I was expecting to see Ty in your place. All day I was thinking of what I could do, but I just got to face it. I got to face the cooking. It is what it is.
People don't even know man tried to bribe the chat. He tried to bribe us in the WhatsApp group.
He did. I remember, he did.
That was my last roll of the dice. That was my last roll of the dice. JML says Arteta's bought a new goalkeeper, right back and centre back, and yet they're 3 goals away from matching their goals against from last season with 8 games left to play. Big up Turkish, my guy, and the panel. I knew it, says Joshua. Love for the love, my guy, and everyone in the chat. Hit the like button if you haven't already, people. Get the likes up. I'm not sure if we're past 1,000. If we're not, get it there. If we are, get it to 2K. JM says, who makes the same key mistake twice? We are literally giving him work experience to go manage Celta Vigo in 3 years' time. Shambles, and that's what I mentioned earlier. Love for the super chat. Tobes, make sure you smoke this Woolwich supporter. Get them to put respect on our team. This is too much chess for just the top 4, my guy. This is why Tottenham don't get the respect that you want to get. Up your standards as well. Maybe then.
It's not to do with chess. It's nothing to do with chess. We've been a laughing stock all season. And rightly so, because we've not played well. So when we're playing well, you go and give us our dues, brother.
All right, bro. All right.
Yes.
All right. Is that your burner account or something? Did I touch
Not
it?
my burner account, but he speaks facts.
I love the way Arsenal fans are on about they need a new strike. They need a striker to bang in the goals when Arsenal are actually 5th worst for big chances created. Watford and Brentford have created more chance than them. Yes, that's also a problem. But you know what helps that? Replacing Xhaka and also getting a striker that can concern the opposition. At the moment, Xhaka, Martinelli, they're double teamed because Lacazette drops into the middle. It's another body in there. And when it's working, it looks like he's helping the team. When it's not working, the middle looks a mess because there's just bodies there, no fluidity, and then no one in the box. So getting a striker does actually aid chances created too if you get the right striker. Champions League comps with Ayling. Hold that. Since Oba left, he scored 10 and Arsenal have scored 12. Clayton says Newcastle signed Bruno Guimaraes and are in a relegation battle. This whole you can't sign a quality player in January is a myth. Up the Chelsea says Arsenal need to fix up so they can finish fourth. Can't let Tottenham finish fourth. It's embarrassing. Son is underrated though. This is happening, my guy. Micah says give Conte 4 or 5 players. There could be problems, and that's the most worrying thing, especially from an Arsenal perspective, because Conte getting Champions League first season, the money that comes with it, and maybe a bit more freedom in his ruthless nature. Problems, hopefully not, but we've seen him disrupt order in this league before, albeit with Chelsea, who can spend more and who were in a better position. Not necessarily coming in there, just finished 10th, but as a squad, they was in a much better position. I just hope he doesn't get even close to what he done at Chelsea at Tottenham. Remember when Arteta and Lampard broke? Klopp said Team Coppish. My guy, is that the official Coppish account?
If it is, big up the Team Coppish boys.
No, not tonight. Not tonight. You didn't have to throw that dig in there, my guy. Who is that? Callum, Matt, or Drifty? Which one of you guys did that? I need to know. Message me on WhatsApp right now.
It's probably Drifty. My money's on Drifty.
Probably. My money's on Callum. My money's on Callum. Let's see.
Done deal. Drift.
Turkish had test for 1 whole week. Hit the gym, big man. I lie. 1 week I was a bit positive about it. After that Villa game, I thought, okay, another away win. And just like that. PSG versus Marseille this weekend. Guendouzi ball. Grizz, you were in error last night. I was watching your post-match review and you said that Liverpool played good. That's incorrect grammar. It's played well, not played good.
You spent, you know what, mad.
Yeah, you know the line.
I'm in shock. I'm in shock.
I love for that. Love for that. If there's any more corrections, please feel free, my guy.
100%. Search, know the truth. Yeah, 100%.
Arsenal have been excuses FT for 15 years now. I've had enough and will stop watching games. I'm taking my talents to Liverpool. Big up Klopp and Trent, the best right back in the world. Bilal, my guy. Even if Spurs get top 4, says Clint, Conte record in Champions League is terrible. Arsenal are on the rise, even if we don't make top 4. It's sad, but we got to be patient. Clint, that whole we're on the rise if we don't make top 4 is very much in
Oxymoron.
hope. Very much hope.
Tottenham finish ahead of you in the Champions League. Raw.
At least... Eddie says, at least we got gold and black kits coming out, though. We're going to look cold in the summer. Also, what's going on with Ronaldo mashing up phones? Yeah, it is what it is, isn't it? Arsenal. We brought out something new last week after we lost to Palace. There was some new...
Me and Steve going to talk about that, though.
You man bring up new kits every time you lose. This is nuts. Just as a little distraction.
I said a little distraction.
Crazy.
But I think this end of the season, regardless of what the kits look like next year, might have a big say, because I feel like Arsenal this season in particular, they haven't sold as much shirts as they would have liked. But what do I know? We'll see soon enough when the reports come out. Any more here? Chelsea are nowhere near Liverpool and City's level, says Jose. And Taddy says fans are overreacting. We're only 3 points behind Spurs, but bro, you look at the fixtures, you look at the form. It's only 3 points. It's all mad. That's all of them. 43 minutes. You look happy to move on before you say I'm moving on too quickly. You finish your pina colada there, Tobes?
Nearly. I'm satisfied. You can move on, bro.
Get the dressing gown on now. Get the dressing gown on.
All right, cool. We move. Obviously, there's only one place to move on to. The top of the league, Man City, Liverpool played quality game. No winner from it, so the title race is still very open. Steve, let's start with you, home team. To be honest with you, outside looking in, Manchester City should have won the game. There was chances there throughout, especially at the end there, Mahrez trying to lob the keeper. But Liverpool, strong, resilient, fought back twice. But yeah.
Why is Cam's like this, from?
Nah, man. Listen, when you're coming up against the best goalkeeper in the world, best left back in the world, best right back in the world, best centre back in the world, best midfielder in the world, best three in the world, best fans in the world, best manager in the world, the best run in the world. It's pretty, it's going to be pretty tough. So to be honest, to come out of it still top of the league, 1 point, league's in our hands. We're happy, man. We're happy. We should have put them to bed. We should have. We didn't. I think they're going to be more relieved to come away with a point than us. But it is what it is. The league's in our hands now. None of this, we win all our games, we win the league nonsense, because if we do win all our games, we win the league. And at the end of the day, I'm happy. There was only 3 outcomes in that game. We win, go 4 points clear. Draw, stay a point clear. Lose and 2 behind. Any of the first 2 I'm taking. So I'm happy. And at the end of the day, City played well. Kevin De Bruyne. Some men on here, like Saeed, slagged him off, said he was dropping stinkers, apparently. And no one was talking about it. But, that was just about Pogba, really. But he's playing well.
Steve, I think Cam might say something about Kevin De Bruyne as well.
Well, listen. Everyone knows about Kevin De Bruyne. We don't have to say it about him. But at the end of the day, he turns up in big games. He gets the job done. But the game of football was absolutely fantastic. You call me and GRIZZ for having this loving. It's not a loving. It's facts. We said the same at Anfield, yeah, where it was a role reversal. We came back and got the point. They come back at the Etihad and got the point. The game had everything, you know what I mean? But the game, honestly, you had to be there, honestly, to the intensity and how fast the game was played was unbelievable. And it literally had everything, you know what I mean? Defence had to be on point. There was no room for error, you know what I mean? And we got our noses in front first half, and I was just thinking, come out second half and just don't do anything stupid. Make sure you're all switched on. Give it 10 minutes, calm the game down. But we didn't. We got caught cold. Mane, great finish, got wrong side of Walker. And then we bounced back because Liverpool was up then, and I thought they could have pushed on, but we didn't. They had a good 20-minute spell early second half. And then chances again. Mahrez at the end. Do you know what I mean? Jesus could have squared it. Should have squared it. But the game had everything. I'm not dwelling on challenges and offsides. I can't be arsed. At the end of the day, it was a privilege to watch the football. I came out the ground, really just watched a great game of football from 2 teams. Nervous, edge to edge. The fans did their job. Fans did our job. Their fans did their job. And look, it's going to the wire, innit? And it's a shame we didn't have a shootout where someone came away as a winner. But it looks like if any of this team slip up now, the other one will take advantage. So it's game on, man.
Yeah, I've got to say, Thiago had some moments in that game too. He played well. Obviously, he shouldn't have stayed on the pitch. I mentioned it because you mentioned about the red card and whatnot. But he did have moments, and I remember criticizing him. These are the games I want to see that from Thiago, innit?
The referee let a lot go, and he kept the game running. I've got to give him credit for that. He did get a few decisions wrong, but listen, the referee was miles off the play sometimes. The game was that fast. At times, he was miles away off the play, and his arse had fell out a few times. But it is what it is. Listen, these are the games that, honestly, they're absolutely brilliant. I mean, they're a good side. Every time they got the ball, it's very rare I go to a match now when an opposition team get the ball and you're on edge because you think they're going to do something. And every time they got the ball, even Mo Salah, I know Cam's is going to have his opinion on him, but every time he gets the ball, something's going to happen with him, and you've got to put 2 men on him. You've got to get across and block him because he's dangerous. But at the end of the day, Kevin De Bruyne again. I've just got to mention him because I thought he was awesome. I thought he didn't stop running. Bernardo Silva dropped deeper this game. He didn't. He dropped deeper. I thought Laporte. They was trying to get at Laporte a few times. Trent played some wicked balls round him, but we coped with it. Edison's a fucking madman. I don't know what he's doing on the line there, but passing that as if it's nothing. But the game had everything, man. And you only have to see the relief at the end from both teams and both managers. They just shook each other hand, give each other a hug, and that was it. It was just like to say, thank fuck that's over, and we move on. So I'm the same. Thank fuck it's over, and we move on.
It was a lovely hug at the end between the two of them.
Mate, great.
Best rivalry in the history of the Premier League. Jamie Carragher called it.
That was
not sure about any of that.
That hug was a we fucked you up on the pitch, but I'm gonna let you have it. gonna let you have this point. We're gonna win the league.
Listen, it's a different era in football now. Them rivalries where it's all vicious and spiteful and sent to the stands and that, you can't do that now because it's always someone waiting to cancel you or some snowflake waiting to abuse someone. So at the end of the day, to be honest, I'd rather have the football like that. I'd rather have mutual respect, and then you walk out the ground and respect each other rather than petulance and shite. I can't be doing with it at the end of the day.
I know you, Steve. I know what you really want.
I've had a few challenges rattling each other and that, but listen,
you love it, don't Steve? You love it.
No, United, mate. United, I'll rattle them, but you Liverpool, it is what it is. It's early days in that rivalry yet.
Okay.
Grizz, I'm worried that Salah might come up before you give Liverpool any credit, so you might as well, give us your take on events. And then
I don't know why Salah's gonna come up and you're laughing like a bunch of kids. Like, why are you giggling like a bunch of virgins? Like, how old are you lot, man? Grow up, man. But let's talk about the big boy football and the big dogs, man. Because Steve said it how it is. That I went on holiday for 2 weeks to get ready for this game. I had a 2-week break and I needed it because I came back and I was still tired watching that shit. That was some serious energy. I openly said I didn't expect City to come out like that. I remember me and Steve done a couple of previews in the week. Steven, do you remember I was saying it's going to be a cagey? Fuck do I know. These City came out like, and you know what it was very reminiscent of? The time we went up to you in the Champions League, Steve. Do you remember when you were freedom and the atmosphere from the state, from the fans, and then the energy, and you got the early goal? Do you remember? And then we thought this is going to be a long night. But Liverpool recovered very quickly in that game. This game, it took them 45 minutes. It was shell-shocked. I think we started off nervously. We looked as though the pressure got to us, and we don't normally do that shit. We don't play like that. But I think the slight tactical tweaks that Pep made in that first half, and it's good Steve spoke about a double pivot, that dropping Bernardo Silva alongside Rodri just gave them an extra controller in there. And I think that was different. That was the difference. De Bruyne, not only did he play good, he pressed like a mother. Man, that guy was a machine up there. And fair play. We didn't know what hit us in that first 15, 20 minutes. Then the first time we put 2-3 passes back, we show what we can do as well. Because we ain't in a joke. You know what I mean? People can smile and laugh, but we ain't a joke. And the fact that City knew we weren't a joke, the way they played, showed it. It was magnificent football. The second half, I don't know, man. The second half, we had to get better. I knew it couldn't get any worse. I was hoping and I was praying that City will get tired, because that level of intensity and pressing is, you can't keep that up for 90 minutes. And you could tell that they slowed down in the second half, whereas we picked up. In that first half, even Virgil, calm as you like normally, was panicked. Fabinho had his worst game in ages. Rodri and Silva were all over him. But we're not a joke. And that second half, we showed we're not a joke. And we got back into it. Listen, that's the first time Man City haven't won a game when they've taken a lead in 22 games. When Man City take the lead, they walk all over you. We didn't let them walk all over us. I am relieved. Steve's right.
I think he did, bro, but they just didn't take their chances.
No, I don't think they did at all. I think they what Pep, the difference between the two coaches, fundamentally, there is similarities, but fundamentally, Pep's a control freak. He likes his team to be in control, and so therefore he emphasizes all his play in midfield. He plays extra midfielders every time he can. He makes sure he's got control of the whole ball, and they had full control in that first half. But what we do, we're different. We concentrate on our attackers. We've got potent, quick, fast attackers. So therefore, when we had the ball, like he says, both teams, when they were in phase of play, you didn't know, both teams were dangerous in their own way. City through control, that makes them look like, they've got the ball, they're in control of the game. But we're okay with teams having the ball because we've got the most potent strike force out there. So therefore, every time we got the ball, there was danger as well. Yes, we didn't put enough moves together in the first half, but second half, we showed that. And as soon as we come out, you know what I mean? That was a wonderful, both our goals were wonderful goals, man. Both our goals were wonderful goals. But all I will say is City, I think, gave it their best shot. Couldn't put us away. We didn't play well. We deserved to lose that, but we didn't lose, and we're still in there. So it's mad exciting. I don't think we were at our best. I think City were pretty much at their best. So our take I take consolation in that. But it's not going to be no consolation if City win the league, which, as I said, anything from apart from a Liverpool win would have made them favourites, and they stay favourites.
I think though, GRIZZ, I do think that only Liverpool in the league can play that open against Man City and still like regain a foothold in the game. But I'm looking at that back and I just see nothing but positives for Man City. I know they didn't get the result on the day, but like this is 2 out of 2 now. They've played you and they've been the superior side. I think they were the better side at Anfield, and I think they were the better side.
I think both games first half they were the better side. We took the lead and should have held on at, and they should have held on in this game. So, but that's subjective. If you think that they were the better team over both legs but didn't beat us, that's up to you.
But I don't. You say it's subjective, but I think even in the second half as well, though, yeah, Liverpool carried more of a threat, but Man City's threat was greater, and we saw Man City routinely was Kevin De Bruyne, to be specific, was slicing your defense with ease, like running rings through your midfield, slicing your defense with ease. The way I look at it now, I think
Alisson didn't have a save to make in the second half.
Yeah, because Man City were not putting their shots on target or were not fashioning shots. Gabriel Jesus got in twice. He got in good position. All he needs to do is square it. And that's
so did Jota. Jota got through. He should have squared it to Mo. Would have been a tap in as well. These things happen.
But the point I'm making is this: from a neutral's perspective, I've come away from that thinking, yeah, these two have gone toe to toe to see who.
That's what I said. No, I agree with you. They have gone toe to toe. But as I said, I don't think we played at our best. Yet didn't get beat. So I'm taking a positive from there. If you think they were better, of course, that's fine. I'm not going to argue with that. If you think they were better, they're better.
I think it's good that you're not. It's not your best performance, because I think you played better. It's weird. I think you played better in the game that you lost. The one with Aguero and Sane. I think you played better in that game than you did in this game, and you lost that game and you got a point here. All I'm saying is, I've come away from that game, and I'm even more so that Man City have what it takes to not surrender their lead and go on.
Yeah. I wouldn't argue with that. 100%.
Liverpool are the only team. I think Liverpool are the only team who wouldn't have lost that game 5-0. Like,
who else would play like that?
City were playing at optimal. Like, that was like a proper performance from City in the first half. So you got to give credit for Liverpool to not lose that match. So I get what GRIZZ is saying in that response. You can, in a way, if you don't play your best, as much as in a game like this, you would probably think maybe Liverpool can go toe to toe with them, show who's the best team or whatever, and see what happens. I do think Klopp surrendered a little bit more than I usually see him do. I thought he surrendered a little bit more, playing on the counter attack and stuff, which I understand. But I thought they could have done a little bit better. Some players had mares. Fabinho didn't have a good game. I've said many times, Henderson does not belong on a level of that or like that, in my opinion. On a pitch like that, where there's some serious ballers out there, his level always shows, in my opinion. You know what I mean? And I don't think he had a great game. And then there's a few others that weren't great. But obviously, everyone knows that I know what I know what I saw out there. You know what I mean? And my only thing is, I just want to ask, do people still think Salah's the best player in the world? Do you still? There's no way you watch that.
I do.
Not on form, no. But at the time, on form.
So you're
let me land this point because I want to hear the full context of his point.
Oh, okay, yeah. This is what I'm saying. You're saying at the time, like what I was saying, people get caught up in form. People get caught up in the moment. They become reactionary. When I came on this show last time, all the comments that were against me and blah, 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 I told man straight away, look, Mo Salah's not the best player in the world. And if he's the best player in the world, the game is in a worrying state. You look at that pitch. You tell me with your heart that he is better than Kevin De Bruyne, Mo Salah. You guys are having one. If you think that you're having one, you got caught up in the form, and now he's only got 3 goals in open play since February. 1 goal in his last 7. Choked for Egypt 3 times. He choked for Egypt 3 times. You guys tried to tell me No, you know, it's because of the team he's with. It's because of the team he's with. No, because now he's come to Liverpool and he's doing the same thing. And this is the guy that they want to give 400 bags to. 400 bags. Luis Diaz can come and start.
You're a nasty guy. You're a very nasty guy.
Mane is the guy that's been criticized, criticized. He's been doing his thing in the later half of this season. He's been the one doing his thing. In a game like that, you want to see the best players rise. You want to see the best players deliver. You see that time when he tried to take on Cancelo, and Cancelo looked at him like, "Look at this small boy. Do you know what? I'm going to take you on." He's like, he showed him how to
But Salah beat Cancelo a couple times in the second half.
Let him finish, man. Tobes, why are you interrupting?
The kick and run.
Let him finish, man. Let him finish his point, man.
You look at the thing, yeah.
He's waited how long for this point?
I ain't waiting for nothing. I knew it's going to happen. GRIZZ, I knew it was going to happen.
This brother, I was on holiday and I was getting messages, Cam's waiting for you. I'm waiting, so let him finish. Let him finish, man.
People were talking. I didn't say
if he's gonna finish, because soon I'll go keep my fast, man. So like, make it brief.
That's fair enough.
You're going round and round and said the same thing.
But I don't want to hear people talk about, oh, he got an assist. When Bruno Fernandes does barely anything in a game and gets an assist, people turn around and say, oh, he's just G&A, blah, 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 blah. That's the exact same thing. Then the performance levels. You look at performances. Kevin De Bruyne scored, first and foremost, it was a lucky deflected goal. But do you know what he did? Performs. He influences his team to win games or to, at this level, you look at what he does in the Champions League. He's always prominent. Mo Salah, listen, conversations, because there's no way you guys could with your heart tell me he's the best player in the world. Now I'm hearing names like at the time and then the form. Is he the best player in the world? You would rather Mo Salah than Mbappe, Benzema, Kevin De Bruyne, and all them type of guys? I just want a yes or no from the panel, please.
No, you ain't getting a yes or no after that monologue. You ain't getting a yes or no.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Well, it's only fair, isn't it? Like, you just done a monologue and you want a yes no answer. Nah, man.
All right, can I ask you a question, GRIZZ?
No. You've asked questions. You've asked questions. You just spoke about form and getting caught up in the moment.
Yeah,
that is one of the most delusional rants and hypocritical rants.
Explain why.
I am in it. If you let me finish now, innit? It's my time now. I came back for holiday for this. Yeah, I brought on this war hat for this shit. Yeah, you just spoke about after 5 years of living in the basement and gutter, you've come out and spoke with your chest because he's had a bad 5-6 weeks. You couldn't even last. He had an awful 45 minutes, but in that second 45 minutes, there's a Man United fan. I don't even know if you're a Man United fan, actually. Who do you stand? Who do you rep?
Hey,
I need to know this. No. I need to know. No, I'll tell you why. No, I'll tell you why, because I need to know where you're coming from with this energy. So I don't know. Are you an auxiliary fan? Are you an auxiliary fan? Are you Milner? Because at the moment I call you Milner. You're a man for each team. You know, you're functional. You're versatile. So look, if you're a Man United fan, I can sense where you're coming from. But check this out. I've got stats from that second half that you're talking about that you couldn't wait to talk about. And this is from a Man United statistician. Hold on, I'm going to come with the eye test as well. So the statistician for the second half, and Steve, who was at the game, I believe. Hold on, Steve, you was at the game, wasn't you?
Yeah.
Steve at the game, from the first game and at the second game, told us that the one man he fears being a City fan in the ground live, you have to be there to see it. I don't think you've seen Salah live first, so you need to go and see him live. Pay some money, go and watch him live. His second half performance in the final third, 12 out of 14 passes, 3 chances created, 2 dribbles completed, and 1 assist. A golden assist that got us a point at the best team in Europe, in my opinion. Right? In the first game, a goal and assist again. I don't know which games you want him to rise up and shine. He's been poor for 4 or 5 weeks. 100% he's been poor 4 or 5 weeks. But you're talking 4 or 5 weeks out of 4 or 5 years. Come on, man, you're better than that. If you don't see that, then you need to have words with yourself. That's me saying. I'm seriously saying, if you're doubting Mo Salah after 4 or 5 years, if you just keep talking about eye test, I've told you from day, if you don't like him as a player or whatever reason, I don't want to go into other reasons. If you don't like him, that people talk on Mane and don't talk on Salah. That's your personal opinion and your state of mind. But you cannot You cannot talk ill of Mohamed Salah as a world-class player. When you're talking about best players in the world, Mbappe is a contender. Benzema is a contender. Mo Salah is a contender. But the point being, everyone's going to have their opinions. Liverpool fans will say Mo Salah. Madrid fans will say Benzema. Futsal people will talk about others. It is what it is. There's no right and wrong. Only kids talk about best player in the world and stick to their opinion. We ain't kids on this show, man. We're the big six for a reason. Big six talk about, yeah, man, these boys are world class. And other opposition will tell you Mohamed Salah is world class. You support Man United. Did you see that? Did you see that Mohamed Salah turn up at your turf and deal with your team like that? That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Pussy old players don't turn up at those games. This guy is a warrior, a lion, and he's my king. And what he's done for 4 or 5 years at Liverpool is enabled us to reach the levels we have. He's had 4 or 5 bad weeks. You've come out your basement and your gutter and you're talking with your chest. But that's up to you. No problem. He'll shut you up very soon, very quickly, again and again and again. And I'm happy with that.
But the thing is, look,
that's a great speech.
Damn. Damn.
The thing is, it's about, but the thing what I said and what people tried to say and come back at me is when I was saying he's not the best player in the world. That's what people were crying about. And now basically you're saying, oh, do you know what? You can change your opinion. You can change your mind. So no, I was right.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that, Cam. I didn't say that. I didn't say you can change your opinion, change your mind. I said you can have your favorite player who you think is the best player in the world. Who, me?
Do you think Mo Salah is the best player in the world?
Right now? Playing like the best player in the world?
No. Do you
so
think
what does that mean?
The best player in the world?
Have you heard me say he's the best player in the world?
You said to me that he's the best player in the world.
Right then.
See?
But that's what I'm saying. But hear me out, though, innit? That's what I'm saying to you. Best players in the world, there's no such thing as a best player in the world, end of. Because if there was, there'll be no debates about Messi, Ronaldo, Maradona in his day with Zidane.
We always knew they were the top 2.
But exactly. Mo Salah's not in the top 5.
No, he's not.
Okay, no problem. You carry on. No problem. That's fine. No problem. You want me to respond to that?
Yes.
No, that's a delusional statement. Delusional statement. I don't like responding to delusional statements. That's why I said I'll leave it. I'll step out. If you don't think he's top 5 players in the world, I'll step out. I'll go.
And remember, the thing is, as I said, you brought out the stats in terms of what he did in the game, in terms of the stats and stuff. But you can't tell me you watched that game. You can't tell me you watched that game and you thought, wow, Salah is balling. He's playing hard. He wasn't. I've seen a lot of football in my time. I don't wait for one halves and one game and think and base a decision on one half and one game or a couple of weeks. No, man, come on. I'm better than that. I want you to be better than that as well, Cam. His level shows. And listen, when I was saying stuff like, listen, players can come and go into this system and this and that, and they'll look like top players. We see it all the time.
But you're talking
hold on. Imagine Son, by the way, with his 17 open play goals, more than Mo Salah. Imagine Son in that Liverpool team. He'll be eating. He'll be scoring 30 a season as well. Well, he nearly does already. 30, 35 goals a season as well. All I'm saying is Klopp's system is magic. He's got Diogo Jota eating 20 plus. All I'm saying is just calm down with the Mo Salah thing. That's it, because the player of the year is slipping out of his hands at the moment as well. It's slipping. KDB's coming.
How poor has Salah been? For how long?
He's been average for a few months. Probably since I'm going to include the AFCON as well. He's been average for 4 months.
So who's top scorer still?
That's good. He had a nice little...
Who is... No, say the name.
Mo Salah. It's Mohamed Salah.
Who's the top assister?
He's such a stat man. We know this.
So 3-4 months he's been poop, according to you. What the fuck does that say about the first 3-4 months about this man then?
Do you know what it tells you?
What does it say? What does it tell you?
It tells me I'm worried about the Premier League, mate. I'm telling you, I'm worried about Premier League. Kane is having an off-season.
You're worried about the Premier League. You're worried about the Premier League when you've just seen 2 teams who've taken this levels to a different level. 93, 94 points plus, and you're worried about this league. Worry about other things, and we're going to come to tomorrow. We should be worried in my opinion.
It just shows
worry about other things. Worry about other things.
The thing is, you guys can every time it's Salah, you can only argue with stats. But
no. You can't. Because did you see that pass? Did you see that pass? Was it a nice pass, Cams?
Hey, he had acres of space, man. Walker, wake up, please. Walker, wake up. It's acres of space.
was
Bruno
great. Cams, that was a great
Fernandes
pass. Cams, that was a great pass.
Did you see?
Cams, that was a great pass. Now,
Steve, was there a fucking acre of space on that pitch for 95 minutes? My God.
Cams, that was a great pass.
In the first game, did you see his pass and his run where he beat that Cancelo that you're talking about and that Bernardo Silva and the Laporta? When did you give him credit?
I gave him his credit.
Send me a tweet. Send me that tweet where you give him credit.
I will.
All I've heard is for you been deleting Instagram posts and tweets.
Hold on. Hold on. Has everybody got their book?
That's what I heard.
Their book. No, Cams, because I know what you're doing.
Please remind him of we move in silence.
Turkish.
We move.
No, I hate to do it. I hate to do this right here. You see this invisible watch. You see this Fergie time, Cams. You see this Fergie time. You're trying to go into Fergie time. You see all this. I know what you're doing, Cams. Tactical. This is tactical for you. You're trying to go into Fergie time. We got 3 games left to analyze, and I see the time. And I believe it's time to talk about Manchester United. I do believe it's time to talk about Manchester United, Cams. That's the team that you're on here to rep. I hope you haven't forgotten.
I'm not sure.
You've been repping Real Madrid. You've been repping the anti-Salah campaign. You've been repping everyone but your club since you've come onto this show. But yeah, I see your team dwindling. Hold on, let me speak. I see your team dwindling down in 7th. I see you deleting Instagram posts. 1 minute you're opening the textbook on an educational lesson. On an educational lesson for Ralph Rangnick, talking about we're all gonna learn football, the glorious, beautiful Gegenpress of Rangnick. Now suddenly,
did he say that?
Now suddenly, no. But this is the thing, Grizz. This video on Ralph Rangnick when he joined is no longer on his Instagram. It's nowhere to be found for me and Skull Thuggery. It's nowhere. We are trying to find it, locate it. It's not there anymore. Now. What's going on at Manchester United? Because I do believe it was Rashford 2, Mbappe 0. What's going on now? Manchester United. What's going on now? What's going on now? I need to know. What's going on?
I'm sorry, Matisse, that is facts. When Mbappe has met Marcus Rashford, Rashford has sent him home. It's only facts, guys. Listen. I
feel like you're picking a moment and you're not analysing the I feel like you're picking a moment. Are you picking a Cam, did you pick a moment? Did you pick a moment in time, Cam? Did you get Cam, you got caught up. You got caught up. No, Cam, you caught up in the moment.
No,
but yeah, I never said him. But no, hold on. I never said Rashford's better than Mbappe, though. I never said that. I just said when you come to the block, you better come prepared because Rashford will send you home, and he has. He went to Paris, send him home.
Why did you go to Super Frank's block? Why did you go to Super Frank's block? Everton are a team that have been conceding 3 goals to Burnley. They conceded 5 goals to Tottenham. Why did you go to Super Frank's?
Take him off now before you get.
You went to Super Frank's block.
Take him off the stream. Saeed, come back.
Super Frank's block, and you didn't get a goal at Everton. Why is that? I need to know why Manchester United failed to score against Super Frank's Everton with that defensive line pushing up.
Let me tell you.
What's going on?
First and foremost, it may be uncomfortable, lads. It may be uncomfortable, but I've got to say, Rashford did go to Paris twice and send Mbappe home. That's it. I'm sorry,
Steve.
You
know what's uncomfortable? You know what's uncomfortable? Your legend smacking 14-year-old kids. That's very uncomfortable to me.
What does Cam call him? The problem.
Listen, it's the problem in the primary school. Kids up.
Hey, listen. When you get these little rats, doing fuck off, Ronaldo, fuck off. He should do it again. I'll do it as well. We can't come and speak to him anyhow.
How long has Ronaldo been missing for, Cam?
Listen, you see the expectations that people have.
No. This is just we're just asking for Ivan Toney contributions now. Ivan Toney contributions is all I'm asking for now. Where is he?
What was that? Sorry.
I'm just looking for Ivan Toney level contributions now. Where is he?
Hey, he's got the same amount of goals as Harry Kane. You know what I mean? So. 37 years old, he's got the same amount of goals as Harry Kane. So if you're looking for that, you better.
I know you can analyze better than that, Cams. I know you can.
You gotta look at Harry Kane too.
Stop this.
Hold on. Wait a second. Let me finish.
No, we're not gonna let you finish. We're not gonna let you finish. You're not gonna keep. You know what I mean? You're like a
This is
worm.
Cams. This is Cams right now.
Snake. You remember Snake or Nokia? You keep trying to swerve the smoke. You're not going to swerve the smoke, bro. We're talking about Man United. Stop talking about Harry Kane. Stop talking about Ivan Toney. We're talking about Man United. You lost to Everton. Everton cannot buy a win, and you lost to Everton, and they kept a clean sheet. Speak on that, brother. Don't speak on
let me speak then. Let me
on
see.
that.
Listen, if you guys remember on the last episode, I said United are not going to win. I said a 1-1 draw. Maybe I gave them too much credit, but I said United are not going to win. I said this is going to happen because I know Manchester United. I cannot sit here and act surprised. I'm not too sure what Saeed has said on this show or anything.
You're sure.
One thing I know.
You're sure.
One thing I know is these players, I've said many times, these players are overrated, overhyped, and overpaid. I say those three things all the time. You look at Man United's wage structure. You look at what Man United did, how they down tools. They down tools on the Ollie. Yes. They got Rangnick in. He came with a formation. 4-2-2-2, whatever. These men said in about 2 games, you know what? We're packing it in. We don't want to do it no more. We can't do it no more. We can't even press for 30 minutes. You just watch Liverpool and City. The press in the second half from Liverpool is unreal. City in the first half, unreal. You look at Man United. I'm telling you, they would have need three asthma pumps, bro, each, if they try to press like that. So the players have packed it in, bro. They packed it in, and in my opinion, United need a massive overhaul, bro. Massive overhaul. So it's a long road, bruv. It's a long road for Man United. But see me, people like me accept it long time. I don't get angry, man. I can't get upset at this stuff. So sorry, lads. You know what I mean?
You don't think you're slightly underperforming, though?
This is coming.
From the moment that you opened the book, you don't think from that moment to now you're slightly underperforming? Did you not expect?
Oh no, 100%. No, in terms of the season, I predicted Man United for 4th. And people were saying, no, sorry, 3rd. I predicted Man United for 3rd, and people were saying, yo, what with Veranda Land? You got a title charge. I said United are not gonna title charge. They're not, right? Now, in terms of this type of drop, this is just an indictment on them. We can talk about Ollie. Yes, he recruited 14 of these players. Yes, he's a bad manager. But a lot of them, including Rashford, I know we're bantering about Rashford, but including Rashford, including Bruno, these type of guys had so much leeway because we were saying, you know, Ollie's dead. So that means when he goes, the coaching is going to get the best out of them. No, they've just shown that they got ego, attitude, and overall, they're just not that great of players.
But they look, a lot of your players pass your eye test, though, yeah?
No.
Sancho don't pass your eye test?
No, Sancho needs athleticism.
Pogba don't pass your eye test. Varane don't pass your eye test. Rashford don't pass your eye test.
Only person that passes the eye test at United, who do I like at United?
I think a lot of your players, according to you, pass the eye test. Yeah,
they don't, bro.
They're saying eye test hype.
Did you say the only player?
I only like Dallo.
You only like Dallo?
Dallo's the only player I like at United, bro.
He's not good either.
So hold on. Pogba, Bruno, Rashford, Ronaldo, none of these brothers pass your eye test.
All their touches are dodgy. They're all like Salah all over the pitch. You know what I mean? Bruno,
when we did the watch long, you didn't have an issue with Ronaldo then.
I like Ronaldo. Obviously, I like Ronaldo. Ronaldo's the GOAT. Ronaldo's Cristiano Ronaldo. But
did you just say the only player you like at Man United is Dallo?
Dallo, bro, that's the only player I like.
So average.
Shall I tell you why I went quiet when he said Dallo? Shall I tell you? Honest opinion. I don't know who he is. I just went quiet. I thought I can't say nothing. I don't know who the brother is.
Oh shit!
And then people are telling me people are telling me he's in the Scottish Premier League or something now. That Jallo or whatever. Jallo.
No, no. You're talking about Ahmad. I'm talking about Jallo.
Oh, the right back.
Man, Grizz is a day.
He's dangerous right now.
Well, I don't know.
Grizz, that's one of the AFs, bro. It's one of the AFs.
Exactly. Respect.
How many assists has Dallo got?
Dallo's passing your eye test.
Because Toby, you would assume with this much attacking fullbacks like with Dallo, you would assume, and then one of the best headers of the ball in the box in Ronaldo, that this brother must be picking them up.
You know what Dallo is? Yeah, it's weird that Cams likes Dallo because Dallo he's an average player, and what I mean by average is he's got decent technique in the midfield of the pitch.
Shit.
When he gets into the final third, he'll shoot when there's like 3-4 players in front of him, won't hit the target, and his crosses they never find a man. Dallo is not good. He's not.
We're work in progress. Don't worry about that.
Dallo is not good enough. I can't believe you said Dallo.
No, but in all honesty,
23 years old. He should be a little bit more.
To Grizz's question, in all honesty, to Grizz's question, I am honestly one of these people. Sorry, Steve, you're right. I do like Cristiano Ronaldo, so I'll put Cristiano Ronaldo because come on, there's too much sentiment there. But when it comes to Bruno, when it comes to Pogba, when it comes to bro, these are not my guys, bro. They've never been my guys. So people can't.
That's why I also asked you which team do you support, because you don't sound like a supporter.
I'm a realist. Look, hey,
there's a difference. There's a difference.
You see what happens. You see what happens when you're real.
No, he's a Man United fan. He's just pretending to be.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, because that's why I asked you. I didn't ask you to troll you. I swear down, I didn't ask you to troll you because I know you're a football connoisseur. You like the beautiful game. You like the eye test. You like the touch and the skill and the flair. And then you tell me you're a United fan, and I get confused.
Hey, why do you think I'm miserable? Why do you think it's a miserable time? It's a miserable time.
But from a lot of United fans, just like you was jumping on Arsenal fans next earlier, and you jumping on Liverpool fans that talk about Salah's next. A lot of United fans talk about Bruno and Ronaldo and Sancho and Rashford and these guys, man. I don't know, man. Like, there's something badly wrong with the mentalities, not only of your club but your fan base as well, bro. Because you know what I mean. It's like. It's just some mad delusion coming out of that whole club from top to bottom.
I think it's one of them situations where reality, you know what it is with United? United will do something, then they'll spend 100 million on someone. And then you start to believe, like, hold on, something's cooking, something's happening. All right, cool. Varane comes in, Sancho comes in, Pogba comes in, something comes in, which gives you that burst. Whereas you see with you as a Liverpool fan, you do smart, intelligent signings. You think you bring in Jota, for example, and you're just kind of like, let's see what happens. Will he adapt? Let's see Klopp's going to work with him. Thiago, you guys do smart things. United do things which get the fans gassed. Ronaldo, going to buy the shirts. Everyone's excited. And then reality slowly kicks in that, oh, yeah, your midfielders can barely pass the ball. Oh, yeah, your managers are at amateur level. Oh, yeah, the Glazers are still in charge of the club. Oh, yeah, you have Ed Woodward. There's so much stuff that United don't look at because that one signing, that one player excites you or gasses you up and makes you believe. But I'm telling you now, United are gonna. I've said it many times, and I say it's a joke, but I say United need that Jay Spearing Liverpool era, where it's like humble yourself. You're gonna have to humble yourself because I know.
Shall I tell you one way out of it? One way out of it, yeah, is stop talking on Liverpool. Like, stop having,
Jay Spearing gets in United's midfield.
But Steve, you know, like, this is where, like, you need to stop talking on Liverpool in every relation, in every situation. Salah this, or system Klopp this, or Jay Spearing. You've gone backwards even more today. You've gone back in time, bro. You're in some time machine, just like your team. That's what I'm saying. Get out of this time machine. Stop talking about other teams' players, world-class players like Mohamed Salah, who are ripping it up and down the country for 5 years. You focus on your teams. Try to work out where you guys need to go, man. I just think that's the best way, because that's what we done. We stopped talking about United years ago. And look where we are now. So you need to stop talking about Liverpool. That's just my Ramadan message for my brother. I'm not going to say anything else for the rest of the night. That's me done.
Listen. We got to get into some super chats because we missed the little segment between the Manchester City Liverpool talk and the Man United talk. But Matisse, rightly so, did want to get that in. Let's look at the super chats now. Turkish, it kills me to say, but Arsenal are out of the top four, says Ryan. And Arteta is completely out of his depth now. I wanted him gone from the Villarreal Europa League defeat. Spurs are getting 4th now. He's a fraud. Chuck says nostalgia merchants won't like it, but De Bruyne will retire as top 3 midfielders in the Premier League. He's a big match performer. His numbers, if he wins the Champions League, it will cement his legacy. Ash says, Tobes, what position does Conte need to improve on to take Spurs up a level? Tobes, answer that one when we move into the Spurs segment next. Blue Moon says, I'm going to be honest, we should have went clear in the first half. Also, the ref was shite. De Bruyne is clearly the best in the Premier League. Game on now, says Blue Moon. Hope you're well, my guy. For everyone there who's got... listen, it's a bit late for the questions now, I can't lie to you. Sorry, Turkish brother, says Kopish. The Arsenal fans been giving too much gas to us off of that run. You caught an accidental stray. Best defender remains a mystery. I know it's Callum, 100%. I know it's Callum.
Yeah, from time he said, brother, that's cow talk. Yeah,
100%. I know that's how he talks. 100%. Big up to all you, man. Says that guy T. Grizz Teta, good to have you back. I got a question for you. Where does Salah rank amongst Bale, Neymar, Robben, Ribery, Hazard? I'm trying to see something real quick.
Uncomfortable questions, boy.
It's very comfortable. We ain't got time, Turkey said. We'd keep it moving.
That's your answer. So Adela says it's not a rivalry. Liverpool need to win more for it to be. Salah might just be a system player and he won't get what he wants on the next contract. Ferguson versus Wenger versus Mourinho was a rivalry. Guardiola and Klopp is excellence, respecting excellence, and game recognizing game.
Super chat supreme. Thank you.
Big up Turkish and the panel. Pep's team accused of professional fouls, but Liverpool does it more with the help of the refs too. Madness, like Martinelli's goal.
Move your camera back, brother.
Chuck says Salah's a kick and run merchant. Every time he beat Cancelo was him kicking it and running it past him. He tried it once and Walker said none of that. Guy is not a good footballer. NBA, form is temporary. Class is permanent. Cam cussed himself, deluded United fan. Move, son. Don't come at Liverpool. Grizz told you. Say something. Chuck says people fear Salah because he's explosive. Same with the likes of Mbappe. His pace is what makes people scared of him. It was Salah, now it's Benzema. I guarantee it will be Mbappe for Ballon d'Or next. People are just so reactionary. And what if Messi wins the World Cup? It'll be interesting to see if they even class the World Cup into this year's Ballon. Haven't they changed the system? So it'll be, isn't it seasons now?
I think it's seasons now, yeah.
So it's all a bit mad. It doesn't even start till August then, I assume. These United fans are hilarious. Are Pogba and Sancho system players as well? Cam has had his opinion on that. Mbappe sent Rashford to the Europa League. Dwayne says, if a Twitter troll had a face, Cams. I told Grizz. Cams is a bit of a legend on Twitter as well. So follow him up on Twitter. Kevin says, I told Grizz on his call-in, these United players are a joke. Collect their paycheck or go home. 90% have down tools, disgrace, and making a mockery of the game I love. Cam's acting like Mbappe, Benzema, Kane perform 10 out of 10 each and every game. And Chris says, you can't say the players are overrated on one hand, then say Rashford destroys Mbappe. By your eye test logic, prime Balassi over Salah. I think
100%.
Oh, let's not go that far, guys.
How does Man United bring back Ronaldo and bring in Sancho and still end up worse than the season last? It's been a couple of times United have had a massive summer and then gone backwards. So a bit all over the place after Fergie. I've also told Grizz that I didn't care who won the City-Liverpool game because we're so crap and should focus on ourselves first. Told in the private chat, you said you want to have a little word on your boys. You want to praise the boys. They're the boys all of a sudden, yeah? A few weeks ago, it was, these players ain't got nothing. Conte has nothing to work with. It's bullshit.
I'm gonna praise the manager, and by virtue of praising the manager, I'm gonna praise the team, because it was only a couple of weeks ago where man were questioning Antonio Conte's credentials, and I said, keep the faith with this man. He is an elite coach. There were questions asked like, what has he improved? Oh, what's he changed at Spurs? Man, we're pretending because we were in a bad run that the guys had no impact at Spurs, and now you see it. I can't remember the last time Spurs have won four Premier League games straight. This is 6 wins in our last 7 matches. Yeah, you look at some of the teams we've played, we should be beating some of these sides, but the one thing Spurs have lacked over the years, or over the last 3 years, is consistency. We've not been a consistent side. So for him to do that with all due respect, a squad that still isn't good enough, in my opinion, it's all credit to him, man. Of course, there are some players as well that have stepped up. The 2 signings in January, I think it was Saeed, where he was asking, are they even an upgrade on the players? And I said, definitely. It may not have been enough, but they are easily upgrades on the 2 players that they would have replaced in our starting 11. And they've had impacts that I didn't even expect. Like Bentancur has been unbelievable for Spurs, and Kulusevski, I don't even need to speak on him. You see what he's doing week in, week out for Spurs, and he's only 21 years old. No one really takes that into consideration. He's the same age as all these guys that are having the star boy debates and stuff like that. But I don't
Is he on loan in TOBS? Is he on loan?
He's on loan, but we have the option to sign him permanently for an additional like 23 million if we meet certain sporting criteria. So if we get Champions League football, we have the obligation to sign him. But I think even if we didn't get Champions League football, we'd sign him permanently. Him and Romero, I'm fairly certain we're going to sign both of them on a permanent in the summer. So you see the impact he's had. You see the impact he's had. Players like Romero as well, superb centre back. I've been waxing lyrical about this guy all season. He's a quality centre back. And then the 2 up top, I don't even need to speak on them. They've been doing their dirt for years. They've been carrying Spurs for years. And Son, it's weird. Son has scored goals throughout this season, but he's not actually played well for Spurs. And now in recent weeks, he's actually scoring the goals and he's playing well. So now we're catching Son's sort of streaky nature at the start of his streak in the business end of the season, which is exactly what we need. We got all our best players hitting really, really good form. So it bodes well for what comes next in the rest of the games. And I just want to say Aston Villa as well. It was definitely not a 4-0 game. I think in the first half, we rode our luck, and the guy who you lot have criticised, Turkish, Hugo Lloris, came up clutch in the first half. He did have a helping hand with Aston Villa's finishing, but he kept us in the game at half time, and then we let our football do the talking in the second half and buried that bum Tyrone Mings. So yeah, good stuff. And it's not often that you see Spurs win back-to-back on weekends where the nearest rivals have failed. Like throughout this year, it's always been Spurs that have fucked up, where Arsenal capitalised or Man United capitalised. So for 2 weeks straight where Man United haven't won, Arsenal haven't won, and Spurs win, it's a boost. And then West Ham didn't win this weekend. It's a big boost. And now we're in the driving seat.
Are you going to close the deal? As
We'll
Cam
see.
says earlier
Say
on.
it. Don't be a pussy.
What are you talking to me about sitting on the fence and you're saying we'll see?
We'll see.
Oh my goodness.
We'll see.
How? Why are you still? Why are you?
Why are we will seeing? You have the easier fixture list.
Yeah. We have this.
You got the better manager. You got better forward.
Yeah. You're right.
Line.
So say it. There's a thing called PTSD. We've been in this situation before as Spurs fans, and it's not happened. So
I didn't expect this ending.
What?
You told a nice story. You
and the people in the comments can call me fence sitting. I don't care. Man on this panel have fence sitted for yonks, and nobody's questioned it. So boy, it's my turn.
Are you favourites though?
Right now, yeah, we are favourites. 100%, we're favourites. Right now, like if you look at the goal difference, if you look at our fixtures, strong
favourites.
We're definitely.
Who's your competition?
What do you mean?
Like for the top 4?
Arsenal.
And you just deaded Arsenal for 35 minutes non-stop with pina coladas and dressing gowns.
Oh yeah.
So if that's your competition, if that's your competition, right? And you don't get top 4, it's murderation, isn't it, for you lot? So you got to say, you can't say that about Arsenal and then say I'm still not sure, because that means your team's on a level with that.
But GRIZZ,
are you on a level with that?
Everything I said about Arsenal is what Turkish said. He said that he'd rather Arteta over Conte. That's what he said. So I pulled him up on that. That's what he said. Anyway, listen, Spurs are in the driving seat now. Like, I would be lying to you if I said there wasn't some confidence on my side that we can see it through. But I want to see how we are once we play after that Liverpool game, heading into that North London derby. If we are where I think we're going to be, then trust me, you man will see. Like, this ain't even my chest being out. My chest is lukewarm here. Trust me, you'll see when my chest is out. Heading into that North London derby, you will see when my chest is out. If we can keep things as is, heading into that game, boy, just wait.
Bro, with a manager like Conte, you have to finish the job. You guys have got a top 5 manager in the game in his peak. Like, not when Jose came and all that. You guys have got a manager in his peak going up against the youngest team in the Premier League or whatever it is with an inexperienced manager. You've got the world-class Harry Kane, top 3 striker in world football. You got Son, who's going for the Golden Boot. You got Kulusevski, who's coming beautifully. You got Mr. Bentaleb that you love in centre midfield. You know what I mean?
I'm not going to buy it. Say what you want. I'm not going to buy it.
You got Romero. You know what I mean? The new Marcus Rojo at the back. So when you guys have got all these guys, you guys should be competing and winning it. You got Højbjerg. You guys have got the experience. Lloris, World Cup.
No distractions as well.
No distractions.
Bro,
you guys
one competition.
There's no way you should be saying, oh, we might or whatever. Because remember, you said you're going to dead Arsenal's chance. You said, what? North London derby, smoke season. So if
we're beating them, yeah, 100%.
Are you going to beat them? I beat them and finish 6 points off.
We're beating them at the North. We're beating them.
So you're finishing top 4.
That's a fact.
So you're going to finish in the top 4.
You're finishing top 4.
Yeah, but I don't want to. It's not done yet. This isn't done yet.
Oh no, Toby. I think what's happening here is you're a little bit worried. I think you're getting PTSD from Skullfuggery, not from when he did a movie. He must have made a movie on you in the hospital and whatnot. So what's with all the hesitation then? Let me read out your fixtures. Yeah, you got Brighton at home. Brighton at home this weekend, lingering in the mid-table, a team that Arsenal just lost to after we just absolutely pammed.
Matisse, let me ask you a question. Before you finish, though, realistically, take Liverpool out of it because we're going to lose to Liverpool. Do you genuinely expect that Spurs are just going to win every game?
No, but I expect you to make top 4. I've been saying it. You guys now have the experience and you've got the top manager. Arsenal don't have that.
Bro,
and you've got the easier running, so you should be making top 4.
You're not gonna rule me in. I know my.
Listen, everyone that watches this show knows what Toby's about, innit? Right? Toby could be playing the cup final, against a team of blind men, and he'd still think the blind men would get a draw. That's how it is. I was with Toby at a cup final, and I've never met a more depressive bloke going into a cup final than Toby. So Toby is never going to admit that Tottenham are any good. He's been dealt the Tottenham gene all his life. He's used to disappointment and the Costa del Sol trophy in 1982. So you can't expect the guy to be full of energy in that. So it is what it is. But like you say, he did just rip Arsenal a new arsehole and then backtrack. So he's now called Toby van der Beek and he sits on the fence.
You can't use my own joke against me, Steve, with this fence. Listen, it's fine. Like, I'm going to do a cams and I'm just going to say, we move in silence. Yeah, I'm gonna do a cams. Simple. Talk to me. We gonna move in silence. Cool.
Hey, GRIZZ, stop it, man. That's when you guys were lingering around in fourth and that, man.
Move in silence.
And so you're gonna end the title race, right? You're gonna end Liverpool's title race, innit? Right? What do you think?
Who's that?
Tottenham.
Spurs are gonna be the reason why Liverpool end the title race.
I hope so.
We've got
keep my club out of your motherfucking mouth.
Yo, he done warned you already.
Yes, get up and slap him. Get up and slap him.
Already warned you.
Keep my
talking about me. Out of your mouth.
I know we're not gonna wrap this up, Turkish, without speaking about a whole 6-0 win. Surely. We really gonna let this run? God damn.
Before we do, Tommy says, I'll say it, Tobs, we're getting top 4. We're gonna dust Arsenal and Liverpool's title chances. Their panel, I said it for Antonio. And we got another one here saying Conte will do it. Just say it, Tobes. We're getting 4th. Before we move on to Matisse, one more chance, Tobes. You're gonna stick your neck on the line, or you're gonna sit on that fence that you tried to talk shit to me about all them months ago?
I'm gonna speak on it in 2-3 weeks time, innit? But for now, I'm gonna join you on that fence that you've been sat on.
The season ends in about 2-3 weeks time, mate.
A zillion years, bro. Don't worry, man.
All right, cool.
One step at a time.
I'll be trying to avoid the clip, but it's too late, says Joshua.
I don't care about a clip. We're gonna clip you on May the 12th, so it's cool.
Yeah, listen, I'm not gonna take too long. It's just I just think it's quite funny that Mason Mount was absolutely dragged last week because he's a bit inconsistent for a young player. But
Yeah, I'll be honest, at this time, we can't be talking about Mason Mount.
Steve, I wasn't talking to you, mate. Steve, I wasn't talking to you, mate. I wasn't talking to you.
Don't extend this goal for Mason Mount. Don't do that.
I've got a flight to catch Madrid. I don't want depressing talking.
Listen, I'm just saying, right? Everybody was laying it on right last week. We responded emphatically, wonderfully. I know. Listen, I think Steve is scarred. Honestly, I really do. I've never seen Steve this rattled by one team and one manager. You're worse than Toby. Every time I bring up Chelsea and Thomas Tuchel, Steve Head just goes red, and he just has all these flashbacks back to Porto. And he just starts remembering all of the bad times and how much. Steve, honestly, just let it rest.
Hey,
let it rest. Every time we bring up Chelsea, you always get
Mason Mount at 11 o'clock at night. That should be against the law.
Oh wow,
That's too much.
Oh wow. Well, listen, like I said, it was a lovely response against Southampton, a nice 6-0 win. And the one thing I will say with this Thomas Tuchel slander that you man were giving it last week, every single time he goes through a little dip, Chelsea always respond, and that's not something that's happened under any other manager. You need to give a bit more credit to Thomas Tuchel. You really do, because we talk about injuries, people making excuses on this show about injuries. Chelsea have had their injuries this season, but yet they're still managing to find a way every single time to respond, and that's the key thing here. Because Liverpool responded last season when they had their injuries, and Chelsea have responded to what was a pretty bad week. So listen, that's what I'm saying. I want to give Chelsea a bit of credit for responding there, not going into capitulating, which is what everybody seems to think they're going to do every single time they go for a little patch. Everybody's always eating. As soon as Chelsea lose a game, everybody's in. But now everybody's silent again, and now everybody's sleeping. Go on, Tobes.
Listen, Turkish, I've got that flight in the morning from Stansted, full of Chelsea fans. So them gremlins better go easy on me on that flight tomorrow.
Good, and that's what I wanted to talk about, Steve, because Matisse wanted me to be definitive in my statement. So I want to ask you, Matisse, are Chelsea going to win tomorrow?
Well, it doesn't matter if we win. We might still go out.
Okay, are Chelsea going to go through tomorrow?
No, I don't think so. We're 3-1 down. Even if we play well and we beat Madrid,
or
we draw with Madrid, we're still out.
Mason Mount can bad up Southampton, but you don't.
But this is where your argument falls on this sword, because
there's no argument. I'm just asking you.
It's a silly point to make. I know you don't get this often, right? I know you don't get this often as a Tottenham fan. When two giant football clubs come together, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. We beat them last year. They beat us this year. It's a to and fro. That's what happens when big football clubs collide in the latter stages of the Champions League. Last year, Modric and Kroos didn't turn up, and it was Mason Mount that turned up against Real Madrid. This season, it's a different story. That's what happens when big teams come ahead.
All I've done is just respond to your statement. So you said Thomas. I like Thomas Tuchel. You said Thomas Tuchel. He always finds a way to respond. Chelsea won 6-0. Mason Mount banging the goal. So I said, rah. Bang, 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 bang.
They may respond, Toby. They may. I expect them to respond tomorrow with a good performance.
I'm saying, are they going to continue the response?
They may continue the response, but just because you win it, if we go and respond with a good,
my face off. All I asked is
because your point's not making sense. It's lopsided.
Hunger in Madrid.
Your point is lopsided. Chelsea can respond tomorrow and beat Real Madrid 2-1 and have a good performance and still go out. So just because we respond doesn't mean we're going through. That's what I'm saying.
Actually, no more questions for me. Sorry.
To be honest, obviously on Thursday's show, Chelsea will be higher up the pecking order because obviously they're in the Champions League. They're playing Real Madrid, a couple other fixtures. So we'll continue this one because I know you two can go back and forth all day. I haven't even heard Hudson-Odoi's name yet, and every time you two go back and forth, his name comes out
injured.
Somewhere,
so now Toby doesn't have to.
20 minutes goes one way. But listen, before we wrap it up. Last week, GRIZZ obviously missed out a couple shows. I've got a little update at the table. This is the table before this weekend's results. So that's how it's looking at the moment. And then the table after this weekend's results. GRIZZ.
Come on, we're back talking again where we belong. See, I took a week off. I thought, you know what, now that's enough nonsense now.
GRIZZ.
I took a week off.
What's going on, GRIZZ?
Bro, I got bigger fish to fry in it, as Cam said.
Whoa, what do you mean? What do you mean you got bigger fish? This was everything for GRIZZ. This was like the main. This was the big dogs. This was the table.
You know how I roll, man. That was when I was 14 points behind City. I got to concentrate on the league title, man.
I'm done playing in it. I had a bad week last week, and Saeed got ahead of me now. So I'm.
So say with your chest now, you're gonna win this, yeah? You're gonna.
I am gonna win this. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you that right now. I'm gonna win this.
Okay.
See, I'm not like Toby. I'm backing myself. I'm telling you now. I'm gonna win this league. I'm not playing games.
And just to confirm with everyone, let me get this off and back to. We have decided winnings for the winner, £500 in cash. Obviously, the loser does the one chip chili challenge, so they'll be doing that live on the last show of the season. But the winner gets £500 cash. Matisse is very confident at this moment in time, so we'll see if he gets over the line. A couple super chats have come in. Big up, guys! Great show. I agree with Cam's. Mo Salah is my African and Muslim brother. He is a world-class player, but De Bruyne is better than him. And Dexter says, let's not play the 6-0 down. City couldn't beat Southampton, but Matisse, come on, my guy. Believe in the remontada. Nothing like Chaos FC. I back our source. Love for the love, people. Love for the super chats throughout the night. The engagement in the chat. I see a lot of familiar faces throughout the show. I see Curtis in there. I see Lee Gunner earlier. And a few more, obviously, Coppish in the building as well. Show some love to the team. Steve, Cams, Grizz, Tobes, Matisse. Channel links in the description below. Skull Thuggeries too. And the official Big Six channel. I'm going to release the top 6 centre mids of the Premier League era real soon, people. Make sure you guys subscribe. Make sure you guys have the notification bell on. This channel, that channel, all the channels. Show some love. And before we leave, FM London are sponsoring Big Six. I've said it before. I'm going to keep on saying it. Show some love to the channel by showing love to the sponsor. If you need the basics, 10% off. Link in the description below. Boxers, vests, socks, tracksuits, jumpers, all of that, people. You know, everyday things. Go through that link and get yourself 10% off too, courtesy of the Big Six. And yeah, Steve, Cams, Grizz, Tobes, Matisse, love. You know, it's been a good one. Steve, have a safe flight. Tobes, enjoy. And as always, people, love for the love. We'll be back Thursday, 9 p.m., I believe. If not 9, half 9. Put your notification bell on. You'll know then. Peace.